Hey guys, what I have here is the Twilight Princess, The Legend of Zelda, The Twilight Princess for the GameCube. Now, this game, when this first came out, this was a great game, first of all. I enjoyed this game a lot, and I was actually looking forward to it for a very long time. Not exactly what I would have expected and not exactly what I wanted, but it was close enough. And I mean, I wouldn't go back and change it now just because, it's a piece of history and it is a great game. So, the little background on why they made this game the way it is. So it's a little bit more realistic than the previous game in the series, the Wind Waker. So the Wind Waker, they introduced cell shading and they made it look a lot more unrealistic and a lot more cartoonish. And at the time, people had wanted a more realistic looking game. A lot of fans wanted something like the Ocarina of Time, but using the power of the GameCube for better graphics and so on and so forth. So they wanted that. They didn't get it. They got the Wind Waker instead, and a lot of people were disappointed, even though the Wind Waker was amazing. And now looking back in history, it's one of the most treasured games in the series, but still, I dare say probably more popular than this one. But it wasn't what people wanted at the time, and that's why there was a lot of backlash against it. And this is why they made the Twilight Princess, and this is why they made the Twilight Princess the way they did. They made it, they kind of swung the pendulum the other way and they made it a lot more realistic and a lot darker. So they added a lot of darkness to the game. They made it a big world, so you had a huge area to explore too. So the previous Wind Waker, we were basically going from island to island. It wasn't as huge and expansive of an overworld. So in any case, this game was, expansive. It was more realistic looking, and it was a lot darker. Probably the darkest Zelda game made to date. And right now this is February 2025. And so one of the darker Zelda games. Hopefully, I think the light above me is sort of reflecting off the cover the wrong way, but hopefully you can get a good view of it there. That's the cover of this. So yeah, I bought this when it first came out, and I was really excited to play it, and excellent game. So it introduced a few interesting things. So they allowed you to become a wolf. Originally, you're turned into a wolf. This is kind of a spoiler, but not that much. You kind of know from the trailers what it's about. So against your will, you eventually reach a point in the game where they turn you into a wolf. You have to play as a wolf for a while until Midna comes along, and she's someone from like the dark world, from like the other side, like a parallel world or whatever, and she needs your help, and she eventually it gets to the point where you can turn back into human or wolf at will. So you play the game. There are some parts where you have to play as a human, some parts where you have to turn into a wolf to proceed further, and you can use like your wolf senses to see things that you wouldn't see as a human. So there's a lot of dark stuff in the game. It's has a very dark tone and everything, but overall it was a pretty solid mainline Zelda game. They didn't deviate too much from the formula with this. There were a few weird things that they introduced. Some of the characters were a little bit weird. There's one part in the game where you launch yourself, you get launched up into the sky to explore this labyrinth up in the sky, and basically there's these like half human chicken bird looking things that are really weird looking. And then there are a few of the other regular characters in the game. Here and there, some of them they add them just to make them comical or look like a weird character, just to make it interesting or funny, but they just end up being pretty weird. So some of the characters are kind of weird, some of them not. So just, something to note about the game. And there was like this, it's been a long time since I played this, but thinking back, they had this thing where basically they covered this land in all this darkness, and everybody sort of froze and stuff, like in the castle and in some of the towns. Like you had to go to Carico Village and you have to like save them from whatever effect this was, and then it becomes like a normal area again. And before you can save them, it's really dark and has this like really dark vibe to it. So yeah, that's what I would say about this game. So yeah, it's a dark game, realistic game, a lot of great combat mechanics. There was one part of the game where you actually get a flail, like basically it's a large metal spiked ball with a chain, and you can swing it around. It's not like a permanent weapon that you get to hold on to for the whole game, but it is, I don't think it was, thinking back. But anyways, yeah, there are a lot of interesting dungeons and interesting places to explore, and that was one of the items that was interesting to use. That kind of stands out in my mind, thinking back. So yeah, overall, great game. If you like the Zelda series, definitely one you're going to want to play. if you have to choose between this and the Wind Waker, honestly, I think it's a tough call. I'm almost saying this because it fits the mold of what, or the formula for what a Zelda game should be a little bit more, but honestly, I think the Wind Waker is more fun. A little bit in some ways. It's really tough call. It's comparing apples and oranges. You can't really say which one is better. And I feel like it would kind of be wrong to pick one that's better. But if I had to pick one to, you know, if they both were released for the Switch today, and I had to pick one to play first, I'd probably play the Wind Waker first, and then this one. But yeah, both great games, and you know, major historical game for the Zelda series. And I believe, yeah. So there you have it. Those were my thoughts on the game. If I'd like to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Did you like this game? Which one's better, this or the Wind Waker? You know, does it do justice to the Ocarina of Time? Is it as good or better? Does it live up to the standard set there? You know, let me know down in the comments down below. Also, might want to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our other gaming content. I do reviews of games like this. I also I talk about a lot of hardware and stuff, review gaming equipment and things like that. And we do just a lot of gameplay videos. Sometimes it's as simple as just a screen capture of gameplay, and sometimes we're showing you how to do things in games. So there's a lot of variety in what we post. We post everything from like Halo to you know, Halo and No Man's Sky up to like Stardew Valley and Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Basically every type of game you can think of. We're just anything gaming, it's going on here. We do kind of try to focus. I'm trying to put more Zelda content than anything on here, and I do want to do some more Minecraft. I want to do more interesting Minecraft, not just a simple game capture, but things where it's like an ongoing project where you see how it develops episode after episode. And I wanted to do some like multi-screen capture, you know, multiplayer Minecraft games where you have I'd like to record one person's screen and the other person's screen at the same time, combine them in the same video. Just some ideas. I kind of some of the direction I want to go with this channel, but I also want to review a lot more hardware, retro hardware and modern hardware, PC hardware, anything you might be using for gaming. We hope to have it on this channel. Anyways, definitely expect a lot more Zelda stuff. We're going to do gameplay videos, and we are going to do reviews and stuff as well. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, don't miss out. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.